Alright, I wonder if we're helicoptering today. Hopefully, yes. Hopefully we get that sweet, sweet helicopter. Alright. Sorry for the slightly late start. Timing worked out really awkwardly with a couple other things. Here we are. Playing our video games. On time. Without fail. Can't tell if I'm there. I am. Hey. Hey. How's it going, guys? Anything interesting happening? Anyone doing any PvP? Oh. There. I sent out an invite, I thought. I didn't see yet, though. Okay. I gotta make sure you guys take care of the inviting, because for some reason my hotkey for currently muting myself on Discord is V, which is a crucial part of the word invite. Yeah. Yeah, also... What are you on, Nagodi? Okay. You also the same class then? Okay. Do you have it geared? You do. I do need the exact stuff that you were just mentioning. I'm happy to do either. The flesh is going to come with us. Sure, happy to do that. I prefer playing that class. Fantastic. Alright, chat. Looks like we are going to be switching classes here real quick. Hello, Lester. Hey, One Heart, One Mind. Hello, Super BDT. Sorry for the abrupt start. Kind of feeling a little discombobulated by it myself, but here we are. Yeah. Yeah, Darren, I really gotta not use V. Yeah, huh? Absolutely. I'm still playing with a macro pad. Oh, you could do things like that. Yeah. Yeah. These are smart ideas, maybe. I use I mean I could just I'll just rebind it to what I normally use for commander comms. Fine. Yeah, Thun. The awkward part is when you ask me a question when I'm rebinding audio command keys. So, yes. The answer to that. I have a chest plate. I'm mostly really worried about the weapon. Sweet. Hey guys, sorry about this. Hello, Cool Jedi. Hello, Fudgeinator. Hi, Elhoyer. Son of a fucking... God damn it! You know what I hit? I hit the hotkey that I just rebound away from. No. That'd be wise. That'd be wise. The problem is I can't tell when it's up or not. So... Alright. We gotta do it this way. I'm fucking Fighter Dies Lost indeed. I'm fighting to the death right now with Discord commands for this. So what I am doing as we speak is I am taking... The fuck is in this inventory? Oh, that's right. Okay. I am getting rid of everything here so I can bring it into the other area. And I'm losing a fight with Discord hotkeys right now, trying to figure out hotkeys that will allow me to simultaneously talk to you guys when I need to talk to you guys, talk to my group members when I'm talking to them, and talk just to myself when I'm feeling overwhelmed by people. And apparently this is harder than it looks for novice streamers like myself. Maybe when I get a couple of years experience under my belt, I could do something like that. So I need to clear out the Pit Fighter's inventory here. And then I need to import him. Into the campaign. Yeah. And then I need to go get some gear for him. In a flesh. And then I gotta figure out my fucking audio. You can hear me talking to myself for a second to flesh. I'm just trying to do too many things at once right now. Alright. Very expensive. Power explosions, yes. Alright, so I think we're empty inventory, so now we can import. Alright, so let's get out of here. Figure out what this push to talk shit is going on with. Why is that not working? It is working. How come? Yeah, I'm bringing the pit. I got asked to bring the pit. Okay. Like working? No, it's still not working. Son of a bitch. Alright. Let me try restarting Discord as an admin. I think it's fighting for seeing it. Back in a sec. Sooner or later, these will become a bit more second nature, the hotkeys for this, but as I'm setting them up, I really don't want to be changing them nightly. As I do that, I'll never build muscle memory for anything. We can get that going. Lord Elix. Who is this chunky new character? This is non-Weight Watcher Filthy. He is filthy casual. He eats well. Rarely does much except work out. I don't run the game as admin. Alright. Browse campaign. Leaves him in this awkward spot to flush where I have to have like one more. Okay, you can't hear me. Fucking fantastic. Can you hear me now? Yes, you can hear me now. Now you can't hear me? Now you still can hear me. Why does that turn on but not off? Sick. Okay. Find this button. Toggle VAD. Okay. Oh. that. So this is push to talk mode, supposedly. No, the opposite. That's the opposite. Why is it? You heard all of that, I assume, to flesh, right? Because it shows me transmitting on my screen. Yeah, why is it doing that? It's supposed to be toggle between them, and maybe it doesn't like this hotkey. It wasn't doing it. Yeah, it's a toggle chat between the two. It's a VAD. It's called a. It's a hotkey in Discord called like VAD or something like that. And the goal of it is to be able to hit a button, and then I'm talking to you guys. Hit another button, and then I'm talking to Discord. And it was working last night, but I had a really shitty button decision. I had a really shitty button choice, and now I've rebounded to a new button, and it's not working at all. Let's get that sorted. Did that work? No, it didn't. Hey. 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 Fuck! Oh no, it's just slow. It's just slowed. No, it's not. Thanks, buddy. Thank you, Quig. Alright. Check, check. Check, check. Check, check. Yeah, I do. Absolutely infuriating, chat. You open mic and push to mute and the other one like Discord. I didn't find that to be very useful for what we're doing. I actually found switching between it to be much better. I just gotta actually get that to work. So let me see if I can do that. Check. Check, check. Why? Why, game? Why does it tell me that I can do this toggle? It was working fucking last night. It's not working at all right now. It's so infuriating. Alright. It's just gonna be non-stop tech issues for the next week of my life. I did run Discord as an admin. Alright. Let's take a look what they've just given me. Gear. I do need to figure this out though, unfortunately. It makes it really a nightmare to do anything else. Alright, so what is this? 58, 83, 57, 74. You. Oh, you. Change category to tech issues. I think it's default category for all of my streams start as tech issues as the biggest issue going on with life right now. Right. Just troubleshooting. Mm-hmm. Sun is hooking me up right now too. It's bad not to be able to say like thank you, you know. Recorded. Discombobulated today. By the way, do we have are we helicopter free tonight, or has the black helicopter showed up? On the cards for tonight, we're gonna go some small gang roaming probably. It's the goal. Go looking for some fights. And no helicopters. Well, I mean small victories, I guess. Unless kind of lazy, no helicopters, like their night off, the pilot's night off maybe. Okay. What then is this? So we're logging in on my other character to trade the chest plate over that we found. And then I will try to continue sorting out this microphone fucking issue, which is killing me right now. What if I default start with that? Does anything change? No, no. Why would that not change though? Toggle VAD. Let's say it doesn't like the hotkey. Let's try a different hotkey. Try this one. Okay. Checking. 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 No, all of those still fucking broadcast. That's entirely useless. This was working last night. It is not now. Definitely awkward. Alright, where's my chess piece? There. Okay, can get off the second account now. Should be maneuvered. Why would it? I mean, I guess for this I can just do push to talk, right? Leave it at that and not worry about the other thing for now. Seems like such a fail. My mic still shows as broadcasting. Why? Okay, this is... You guys hear me okay? Great. Did you say you had a weapon for me to flush? That was good. Thank you. Much better than I have on. Ah. It's actually pretty close. I'll just take credit with the pit fighter damage. Alright, chat. I think I've survived this shit. Alright, we're ready to go. Gonna make this fucking happen. Okay. Filthy also needs an invite on Filthy Casual. Yeah, dude, pit life. Okay. Alright. We're gonna go clobber people. Okay. I have a white helmet that I would love to replace, and if we have a blue mace at some point, I'd love that too. Alright. I'll try to be reasonable, chat. Actually, maybe to do 2 things at once, maybe. Going for a small roam is the idea. The zones are really big. This is a really big world compared to the worlds we've been on, which means it's kind of weird. It's a lot of running. I have a replacement kind of like 90% done for the planks. It will be smaller and it will just be like my Twitter. It will just be my Twitter handle. But at the moment, I do not have a replacement for you. So we will be viewing Mr. Planks for the time being. It blocks transitions to zones. And it's not perfect because the position of the gate is still relevant, but it's something. Where are you guys? Can you give me a chords? Got it, thanks. I need to punch an elk or something in a moment here. Is this Pokemon? Yes. But I don't have any on this one because I've been on the other character. This character's just been imported in. But what we're actually doing is, the goal is to collect all of their skulls, Xanabu. Alright. Also, turn Discord down relative to everything else. Okay. There we go. Okay. Still doing audio settings. New guild name Team Rocket. I think it goes without saying. Definitely a Team Rocket kind of guild. We're the villains on the server at the moment, so I can embrace that. My stream was late, Nobu. I was helping my wife finish up dinner just to get that on the table so we could eat before then. And I was tossing a salad, which was why I was late. So I don't know how I want to quote that, but it felt like there was definitely room for a little bit of an awkward statement there. But I think we've avoided it successfully. Yeah. Yeah. So we're good? No problem? But if I turn them down too much, I don't pay any attention to them. It's like having a television in the background. Gotta turn them up a little bit more. Frost armor is against Pit Fighter's religion. I need to go punch an elk. Explain the guide. The numbers at the top of your screen. The numbers at the top of the screen are pretty non-essential at the moment. They represent the top 5 guild standings on this campaign world. So campaigns are finite. This is a 2-week campaign. You can see the duration of the campaign in the bottom of the screen. So it's 13 more days of this particular campaign. At the moment, this stage of the game, I think the first one is KGV. Knights of the Golden Veil, I think, is in first. Then it's LOD. Then it's Transcendence. Then it's Spectre Legion. And then it's us. The thing is, points at this stage are pretty meaningless. It's way too early in the campaign for it to mean anything at all. And then more than that, a lot of our goals in this campaign are not actually related to scoring points. We don't need to win the campaign to accomplish a lot of what we want in this campaign, and our goal at the moment is not to win the campaign. So we don't want to compete for those. There's quite a lot of things you have to do in the campaign that are repetitive tasks. So okay, so I'm just building up ult here. Make sure I'm actually in fighting shape by the time something happens. Okay, which I'm probably good enough for now. Whoa. Is there a new retaliate thing that happens when you retaliate? Maybe I just didn't have a weapon equipped. Okay, I'm ready, by the way. Okay. Why punch him as opposed to using the mace? Because the way... So my ult runs off... So you can see the rage bar, which is the red on my screen. That's one of my class resources. This class has 3 class resources. 4 if you count stamina, but stamina is kind of a race resource everyone has. Oh, we've got content. The The long of it is it's a different resource to build up, and it builds up over time, not damage dealt. So hitting it with my fist is as efficient as hitting it with my club, but it will live longer, so I don't have to go find as many of them. Not a veggie girl, I understand. Alright. That guy is... Oh, he's naked, but I don't have an axe. Alright, go get an axe. Okay. That's some poor guy, ungilded guy, who was just running around. Oh, it's a level 9. It's a level 9 tree. We'll be here all night if I try to kick that tree down. Alright, I gotta get this tree down, though. I don't want to tell my team, but I don't have an axe yet. Without an axe, I can't cut heads. And without cutting heads, I can't get skulls. And without getting skulls, no one will ever believe that I'm a real pit fighter. Oh, look at the flesh looking out for me. Okay. Alright. I want to stream comms a little later, but I'll do it when we're not quite as involved in this. Alright, I really wanted the bad guys. You're not wrong. I mean, we're not a bad guy. This is all against everyone else. I'm not supposed to let little scrubs live. They must learn the harsh reality of this. Earlier, there was a sinking pit of sand and a small dog. And I had to leave the small dog in there because he wasn't gilded. But we haven't looked back. We've moved forward, gotten stronger, and otherwise continued our existence. It's going well, Magi. Doing well. Being babysat by Defleshed. Being on the poor noob. This is a PvP area. He can't have gotten here by accidentally clicking on it. He has to level to a certain point and get there. Alright. I need to turn that off, right? There we go. Turn instant replay off. I think did I get frames back from that? Ooh, yeah, I get 10. Yeah. Thank you, appreciate it. Or you thought you were following me? Right there, my teammate thought he was following me, and I thought I was following him. We just ran in a circle because I'm chatting and not paying any attention. Need to craft an axe. Teammate's on an Earthkeeper, so it's a healer. I'm on a class that doesn't like being healed, so it's a good start. Yeah. In the game, mostly PvP areas, except the noob zones. Yeah. Although right now there's basically only 2 zones. There's only Newbie Isle basically right now, which is a non-PvP server. Contact. It's a satyr. To be fair, I did think it was an Elkin until I loaded its fucking portrait. Alright, I'm gonna take a second and craft my axe. Alright, axe crafted. We're in good shape. Frames went up in the motion sickness 10 thick. We gotta get you some like Dramamine or something, Xanadu. Like that's gonna be like a special like sub gift at X number of months. I'm just gonna send you a fucking package of Dramamine. And I'm pretty sure you're supposed to chase that with bourbon. I'm not entirely certain, so don't quote me. I'm not a medical professional, but that's my understanding. It doesn't work. Keep upping the dosage. Pretty sure that's what I do with alcohol when it doesn't work. That's how you get around things like that. In fact, now that I think about it, that's what I do with a lot of different things when they don't work. Do you guys have Swift pack pigs in game right now? I'm not slow. There's no movement debuff for being a half giant. The world is just smaller. It looks slow because I'm so big. I couldn't answer that. Dude, the new Centaur Leap, they just upped Centaurs. So Centaurs used to be a 10-meter dodge roll. They now are a 20-meter dodge roll, and it's not what should have happened. Ooh, I just dropped a shit ton of frames. I wonder why. Did I turn it off again? Sure did. Ace of Requiem. Extra glad to see Crowfall. Well, the plan is to stream Crowfall in the evenings for at least a couple weeks. And ideally longer, but we'll have to see. I've had a lot of fun with it. Having a PvP MMO again is kind of nice for my psyche. I like... It fills a lot of needs, right? There's a lot of just like the fucking camaraderie with a group of players who are friends of yours you've been playing with for a while. There's a lot of fun in a shared goal. Actual PvP is nice. Like non-consensual PvP is one of my favorite things in video games. So, kind of important. Any inkling what comes in the strategy streams after Darkest Dungeon? Don't know quite yet. I'm probably gonna be doing a tryout day before too much longer here again, where we pull in some new blood and take a look at it. In the meantime, I'll probably be choosing something that's hit my fancy. I haven't played Hades yet. I kind of wanted to play that, but I also kind of want to play a little bit more Curse of the Dead Gods. Kind of want to play a little bit more Old World. Not sure yet what it looks like exactly. Came here for other stuff and sticking out for Crowfall. Cool. Glad. I need I'm not gonna grow my channel much from the Crowfall community, quite honestly. It's a fairly small community. Kinda need some of my guys to get interested in Crowfall and make that work. But this game is going to get better and better as it gets closer and closer to release, and I don't think there's anything else on the market quite like it except maybe Eve. And Eve is quite old. I'm going to look to the southeast for no particular reason for a few moments here. And then I'm just going to stand here like a lost, dumb half-giant. Maybe wander around like I'm going to interact with this guy. I'm going to eat a mostly rotten apple. Eve isn't old. He's pretty old. Are their guards up or no? Yeah, we are blobbing down. Look at that fucking giddy! Oh god. Who was it? Oh. Any chance we could go somewhere where there's more than one guy alone? Remember it, you're not old. No, I remember a fair number of things. That doesn't have anything to do with my age. What did you play when you played that game, Nobu? What did you do in that game? Yeah, I'm glad, Var. Glad you're checking them out. Let me know if you have specific questions about it. One of the things that makes streaming a game like this, especially when we're doing running simulator right now, where we're running between content, His questions will help a lot. Because it keeps the flow of the game moving along a little bit nicer. Or the flow of the stream anyways. Yes, lol. See, well, motion made you sick. You probably weren't flying. Maybe the slow autopilot. I bet you just watched AFK as you autopiloted freighters around HiSec. Built a fast ship and stealth mine. Okay. You were building like the stealth haulers and whatnot. Those things were pretty cool. Like the super they weren't like that big of a cargo hold, but they had you could run the super expensive materials through blockades with them because they were so fucking hard to catch. Those things were super cool. We used to have one of those. We'd bring an alt with us as we were PvPing for cap charges on it sometimes. Like well, not me, but that was a Garmin thing. When I'd PvP with Garmin, he'd occasionally do that. He got it killed about like 50% of the fucking time we brought it out. Because he just forget about it as he was on his like his main. But it was an interesting idea. Maybe. V, this is have you seen the Pit Fighter, V? This is my current favorite character in the game. It doesn't really do anything. But it looks like fun. What direction would you like to not like to see this game going? We're not far away from a balanced path, so it makes it hard to answer that. I want it to stay relatively objective-based, open world-based PvP. With I like the Diplo of way of balancing. Hello there, you bought access a while ago. It seems very bare bones. Has content been added? Well, to answer that question, I need to know when you were playing and what happened that you didn't have any content. There's a fully fleshed out game right now. Whether or not that is it's a comment on Discord, sorry. Whether or not that's what you had or not, I don't know. It will be sparse content because of player count, unless you know what you're doing and looking for things, or if during certain hours of the day. Like we're coming up to the NA siege hours. 2 years ago. Yes, it has changed a fair amount since 2 years ago. So at the moment we're in a guild versus guild campaign. So a finite world dies in 14 days. Everyone is hostile to us except our own guild. We are building take over land parcels, build them up with things like special buildings and special equipment. And we're about to have content. Oh, apparently it was a Hellcat. How long have I been playing for? I think October of last year? Almost a year? No, longer than that? August of last year, maybe. Almost a year. Is the answer. Oh no, it's not the question sounded rude. I was just trying to figure out how to answer it. Like sometimes you get these questions where like I need a lot more context to like try to figure out what you're asking so I can answer it. I can leap too. Yeah. Exactly like roaming in Eve 1 hour looking for context. You're not wrong. It's a much smaller space than Eve, and the losses are a little cheaper than Eve unless you're defending or attacking objectives. So like it doesn't cost me very much to lose here. I don't lose my vessel. I don't lose my equipped gear. I just lose what's in my inventory. But yeah, a little like roaming in Eve. I mean, some of my fondest memories of PvP games are roaming in Eve and finding stuff. But it's hard, like years later, to reflect on the fact that remember the fact that there were times where you would there's times where you would run around Eve for hours and not get anything. Okay. Aha. AFK. Alright, so we just ganked them running pigs here. Need to get some other things going here. I forgot that I had the troubadour not on, for example. Yeah. And as long as they keep hitting me, they're failing. Just disjointed my attack there. They're on a different target than I am, but I'm just mostly trying to be annoying. Alright. Okay, so we just picked up about, I don't know, 7 kills there, something like that. 6 kills. I'm gonna steal their pigs. So they were taking pigs, and these pigs are resources. And the way that so we ganked like an asteroid harvesting group, kind of, if you want to put in Eve turns, except they're all in PvP ships because they don't lose anything to be in a combat body for this. So easy game. All right. I'd say that was all the pit fighter. You probably can't see the group AoE explosions going down, but all right, where are we actually going for this? Okay. All right. I need to equip the pig whistle. Guess it's going there. Any differences in forts and mini forts? Mini forts aren't in the game yet. There's forts and keeps right now in the game, and they're just about to change forts behavior. Oh. Right, everything you want Evo, They're following me, but I'm going the wrong way. I was trying to throw off pursuit by going the wrong way. My pigs aren't invisible. The ones you can bring with you aren't invisible, but the ones you ride on are. So we have a long run to bring these in. So the group has the group we just attacked has a chance to kind of reform and gank us if they want to. And if not, we'll find someone to kill them again. Hey, Gex. But the difference between forts and keeps, basically size. At the moment, what the plan is to do from the devs as of their last Q&A, I think it was earlier this week, is they're going to make keeps to be deliberately one of your home base things. So you're supposed to build a keep, take a keep, build up its walls, build up its guards, upgrade its guards, set kill list to the guards. Eventually, I think it's supposed to be something that's going in there, although I may have just made that up, remembering of Shadowbane. But build the other buildings in there. You can build like harvesting efficiency kind of buildings. You can build buff buildings that will give your people defending it some sort of military bonuses. You can get stuff that lets your crafters craft better, things like this, right? So that's what you do from a keep. Keep's going to be your home base of operations. It's only vulnerable during certain hours of the day, and it's got nice defensive things to help you keep it. The forts are going to be more of like a Shadowbane mine kind of thing, where you will fight over them during certain hours of the day where they're vulnerable, and then they will passively generate resources for you. I think their goal is to give us 2 sizes of keeps. I don't know what the second mini keep is going to be called, but they want to eventually basically give you the ability, even if you're a smaller guild, to take something that you can hold and make a home. So that's roughly what they're doing with keeps and forts. At the moment, the keep, the fort right now is basically a mini keep as it stands. It's just a lot easier to kill. The objectives from forts and keeps to take them are different. The forts are the ones you stand in the circle and you just take it over. Keeps have different things. As the attacker, you have to break through the walls, then get inside and kill a number of different wards in different areas that protect the Tree of Life, and then you have to break the Tree of Life, basically, to take that. And as a defender in a keep, you need to repel the attackers or destroy the Bane trees that spawn, I think it's 10 minutes into the siege, to repel the attackers attacking your keeps. So there's different mechanics for those. And I think their goal is to make the places that are home base kind of things are going to have harder to capture mechanics, essentially. When we go and attack keeps, we bring siege weapons. We'll deploy trebuchets. The defenders tend to deploy ballista, but we bring catapults and trebuchets and have to beat the walls down. Is the FPS low to streaming? No, this is, I mean, you can see the FPS counter in the top left for me, Kex. If the FPS, we're having issues right now with my internet in general, which is making it very difficult to stream. So what I've done for that in the meantime is enable dynamic, it's like dynamic bitrate essentially. So my bitrate changes based on how shitty the internet's being right now. So sometimes if it looks really crap on my end, it's because the bitrate's down. Right now it doesn't though. This is just in game right now. My FPS when I'm not in a fight is probably between like 30 to 50. If I look straight up, for example, it will go way up. I think I've gotten 120 with that, but it's but in the fights it goes down quite a bit. Yeah. All right. So although this looks like a super efficient way, like this was fun to gank them and take their stuff, we're essentially just running pigs. This is essentially a PvE activity, like delivering the pigs to a refinery, because we were far enough away from this refinery that we basically did the thing they were going to do anyways. We just had the added little bonus of killing them to begin with. These pigs have large quantities of resources on them that will be, you can use them for anything you want, but most of the resources will probably end up being sunk into one of our keeps or forts to build it up. How does it feel during fights? It's one of the things that they're continuing to work on, Kex. It's one of their like immediate, I think it's in their next update, the day update after, there's another number of other performance issues, but it's something they continue to work on. It's getting better and continues to get better, and sometimes it's better than other times, essentially, is the answer. So it's a work in progress. Is the game just for guilds or do they have solo content? I solo on this class all the time. Right now there's a fairly powerful class for solo ganking called a Slayer. It's a stealth class, a ranged stealth class, very high damage and very high maneuverability, which means it can get away. And that is probably the premier soloer right now for that. I don't really like it, it's too meta for me. And it's not as manly as the Pit Fighter. So, alright. So here we are. We've completed our pig run. Yeah. I'm the new Purdio, that's right. All the pig running. I'm going to teach you guys a trick about this. I generally wait right about here to kill them, so I don't have to run the entire fucking zone with 3 pigs behind me. It's much easier if they run to me. I like that. The hearts when those pigs despawn. Correct. And this is the resources. I low rolled the resources. These can roll as green, blue, or white, and it's the quality. So I picked up 3 white quality. This is pretty weak stuff, essentially. It's not. It will be used to build walls and stuff, but it can't be used for like better gear. So some of the stuff can be used for better gear. I'll try to show you. I don't have any on this account, maybe, but yeah. So anyway, so essentially their guild was collecting that as a group to protect their harvest, to protect their guys as they ran that. This is an activity that even an unskilled, like there's a passive skill tree, and I can show you kind of like my passive skill trees, right? And even with low amounts of passive skill training, you can still run pigs, and it's something useful you can do for your guild, and it's a nice thing. So you guys can't see it because it's hidden behind my camera and the little plaque protecting that, but it tells you in zone when someone tames a pig, and you can only tame up to 3 pigs. So when they have the pigs following them, it will tell you. And it also tells people in zone when the pigs respawn. So it's designed to be a PvP objective, essentially a PvP contest for a PvE objective. So your guilds need to harvest that stuff, need to gather it, but other players in the zone will be aware of it when you do that. So it kind of puts a beacon there. And they're deliberately doing stuff like that. The next patch is going to see an addition of an enemy that essentially when you pick up the loot from the enemy, you lose your ability to mount, lose your ability to teleport, and lose your ability to stealth. And people can find you on the minimap when you have this kind of thing. So it's supposed to be high value, high reward, or high risk, high reward stuff, as well as stuff that makes you very easy to spot and be engaged by other players. Because the goal is essentially to make PvP content happen as much as possible. How did you gear up? Do you loot buy or craft better stuff? Assume spamming questions for those. Yeah, absolutely fine. The way you gear up, so everything in this game is crafted after a point. Prior to that point, basic farming of a really low difficulty mob will give you basic gear to wear that. Crafters have passive skills and get better over time, and they're iterative, right? So crafters will build themselves crafting gear. That crafting gear will give them more stats in their crafting ability, so it gives them a better outcome for those crafting types of things as their passives are getting better at the same time, essentially. So even bodies are crafted. If you played Eve, you can think of bodies almost like one of your ships. Your body, although it doesn't degrade and it can't be dropped, it will have a lifespan, because eventually you're going to have a better body with better stats that your crafters, your necromancers, can make for you. So if I wanted to make another body, I would go out with my Gravedigger alt, and I would go dig up graves until I got the body portions that I wanted. So like if I'm a half giant, I gotta go basically half giant parts. If I'm a centaur, I just get half centaur parts, that kind of thing. And then I would bring that to a necromancer, and the necromancer would put that together and give me a body. And the quality of that body, like how good that body is, would depend on the amount of resources the necromancer spent, the raw resources he worked with, and his skill points. So he can spend more of kind of rare resources to give me a higher probability of better rolls on it. And if he works with better parts, he can give me better outcomes with it. And if he has high skills, he can give me better outcomes with it. Is this where you need 2 accounts, one for cash and gathering, one for PV? No. At the moment, you don't need that. You can play on 1 account. Crafting is really a guild activity. So you do want to... It's so interwoven. Like, to build like an armor piece, it's going to take pieces from like 2 or 3 different other crafters that are not just the blacksmith. It might have to be your rune crafter puts pieces into it, your leather worker maybe builds some of it, your woodworker might build part of it, and then all of that gets combined into that. So because it's so interwoven, it's really hard to do that on your own. You really want to be part of a group of crafters to do that. But at the moment, the way it works, there's still multiple wipes before release. So right now you can train 2 of the 3 tracks at once. So you can train a combat track and a crafting combat and crafting, or exploration and combat. So right now, like, this character is a harvester and a PvPer is what it does. So it will never be good at crafting because I'm not skilling up passive crafting on it. So if you wanted to PvP, harvest, and craft, now you're talking 2 different accounts, or a long period of passive training or specialization, essentially. You could say, I just want to get good at this one thing, and then I'm willing to wait to go to this other thing as well. Crafters are a member of the guild? Yeah. Crafters are a member of my guild, yep. Crafters tend to be alts, so not like an alt account necessarily. So whereas this one's training combat and harvesting, the crafters will be training crafting and combat. So those will be the 2 trees they take. And crafting is not a single tree. I'll try to show you when we get through. Like, crafting is like, I don't know, there's like 15 trees or something. And all the trees are branching and more expensive as they get deeper into them. So if I go to here, and again to the passive trees and look into, maybe I can do it here. This is a good example. So this is exploration basics. Once I finish enough exploration basics, I can go into the 2nd tier of exploration. I have to choose one of these, either excavation, which is essentially like ore, bodies, etc., or command, which is buffing my group mates, or reaping, which is like trees and animal corpses or something, right? And these will get slower to train. So you specialize as you do it. It's not a huge set of trees, but it is a little bit. It is some of the stuff. Oh yeah, it's the pace at which it trains, they keep changing. Sometimes they let us test it faster, sometimes slower, and every time it wipes, all that gets reset, and it gets changed each time. At the moment, it's okay. I'm really hoping they do a pass on that. The problem is stuff like this, like even in my combat tree right now, like there's a lot of stuff I don't want in my combat tree. I'm happy, like I could happily move on to the next tier of my combat tree and not take anything else in this, because it doesn't help this particular character very much. But I'm gated by things like I have to have 75% progression in this kind of area kind of thing. So I don't know. I'm not too worried about the specific details of that. The system itself is okay. I wish they took a little bit more from the Eve system for it. The Eve system was kind of about the longer you train, the more different things you could do. And yes, you got better in those things, but the amount of time it took you to get better in those things wasn't impossible. So in Eve, you could be 80 to 90, probably even higher than that. So it was like, I think it was like, you know, you had your base abilities of that, and then you could get like 5% improvements on a weapon or something. And the time cost to get 4 of those 5 was the same as going from 4 to 5. So you would have, you know, I guess that would be 4/5. So you had 80% as efficient training for, you know, half the time or something like that. So, and it allowed newbies to specialize in like one ship. So if you wanted to play, you know, you wanted to play a tackler is a super valuable role in Eve. You could do that fairly quickly and be as good as a veteran player as a tackler within a pretty reasonable amount of training. Here right now, all of the combat skills are creep, right? So it's power creep. It's all like you get a little bit stronger, a little bit stronger, a little bit stronger. They have announced things to catch people up, skill injections and stuff like this that are craftable skill points basically. And this doesn't let you cap them. It catches you up to where people are, kind of thing. So there are catch-up mechanics, but I still don't like that as a passive training thing. I like passive training. I hate fucking grinding shit, and passive training's great. It's fun. It makes you make decisions. It like gates stuff behind it. It can be a really enjoyable thing. I just wish it was more about variety as opposed to power level. So, friend referral code, I can help you out. If you take exclamation Crowfall right now, there is it's a friends affiliate link right now. So my affiliate link is coming soon, TM. But in the meantime, you can help out one of my buddies, the guy who got me into this game, Galvia, and it will help him out. And the best part of the referral code, quite honestly, is it's a discount. It's like, I think it's a 5%. It's either 5% or a 10% discount for you if you're interested in checking the game out. So it's just, I think it's just this command. Yeah. Okay, what else? We're going to the patches, changes. They're kind of in sprint mode now. They didn't take a year off. They took almost, I think it was like 9 months where they didn't release a different patch version. And that was to prepare for kind of this huge update that hit recently, which was called the Dregs update, which has basically got them to the point where they're mostly happy with the core systems of their game. And then next period of time is basically refining and balancing those systems that are in place. There's free trial. There's no free trial of this game. This is currently alpha, and if you want to play the alpha, you have to buy a copy of the game. It's not paid. It's not. There's no like monthly cost or anything once you've done that, but it is a upfront cost. I think it's. I don't even know what the basic is. I think the basic's at least 50, maybe 45. I'm not sure. What I would recommend if you're interested but don't really want to pay for it right now is watch some of the other Crowfall streamers. The Crowfall streamers right now are pretty small streamers as a whole, and the community is not a particularly large community, but there's Ace, which is the game company that develops this, has kind of been working with them a lot, and there's a fair number of promo codes being given out, like freebie promo codes for these games. I don't have any, but a lot of other streamers are doing a fair number of giveaways. So if you say to yourself, man, I really want to play this, but I don't want to pay for it, there's ways you can get around that. This is Corvus again, unfortunately. So Corvus has retreated to their. This is a fort. This is a fort. Okay. We've leapt onto the walls. Yeah. So I'm not quite sure why we're doing this, but I'm glad we are. Feels bad. I'm good. We going back over? Take their pigs and take their home. Yeah, their home's not vulnerable to actually being attacked right now, but we can certainly attack their players. I didn't mean to do that. Just trying to keep my aura debuff up as much as possible here. A lot of my teammates are running the newest class, and the newest class has a lot of AoE abilities. So all that ice shit over there is friendly for us, the blue. I got Tempest with the Hurlbat. He was in the base. So I just sniped that guy at like 5% HP with a ranged attack. It was good. I'm not sure what's going on in here otherwise. Sorry, chat. I'll try to talk again in a second when I can. I don't want to go too deep into their fort right now. But I guess I am. See his shirt just break. Not sure how deep we're going. There are some really nasty guards. Gotta be real careful of them. Gotta be real careful with these guards. Alright, is there anything to be had here besides the... Okay. Alright. So they have not invested. This is a... I appreciate it. I was just talking to my stream about what a fort is, so now we've seen one. Thank you guys. So a fort is a home, a safe home for them. They have not invested in guards. So there are throne room guards that will defend their throne over there. This fort is not vulnerable right now to be attacked, so we can't take it from them. But they do have the advantage of a respawn outpost. That statue they can resurrect at when they die. They would normally have guards in here. They might have buff buildings, etc. But yeah, we jumped the wall. And yeah. And I mean, I don't know what the numbers on their part. We look like we're 7 right now, I think. And that was more than 7 in their home advantage, but we're using a lot of... This is not intentional necessarily. People are just on the ults they want to play. This guy here on your right here, that's an Archmage. And the Archmage is the new class. The new class has 3 promo specs. It's the DPS version of the promo specs. And then we have 2 of the tank version of the promo of the new spec, right? It's called an Ice Collar ? I always get Ice Collar and Ice Weaver. Frost Weaver, that's what the fucking class is called. I don't know why I can never remember it, but I never can. So they are Frostguard Frost Weavers and a Archmage Frost Weaver. Yeah, and they're all 3 of them are kind of AoE classes, so they do a lot of AoE pressure. So yeah, we're bullying people a little bit right now. Not necessarily deliberately. We're looking for content, and this is where the content is. It's cowering behind these walls, but these walls are something we can get across to. So our defensive layers in the game is slightly different class to class. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by layers. There's definitely defensive skills. Heard one of the streams that EU has a smaller player base. Yes, I don't know if there's many EU streamers. Tower setups people can jump in. When they pay for guards, there will be guards who sit on that tower. And I don't know if you noticed, but at one point we all got knocked off the tower because one of their players ran over and used a push kind of ability that throws us out of that tower. This particular fort is a little bit vulnerable because of this. You don't normally want close overhanging walls like this. You want to build these fucking things on high grounds. Now, they didn't build this. This is a parcel. This is a plot of land that they have to, that they can upgrade, take over and upgrade. So they didn't choose that location exactly. But the forts that have this near them are generally a little bit weaker because of that. You can jump over. Now, it doesn't help so much later. When they have a shit ton of guards in there, that's not going to be much of a weakness at all. But at this early stage here, it is. Damage resistance from armor, health, regen barriers. Yes, we have all of those things. So this glowing blue around me is a temporary armor buff. If you ever see, I don't want to show you right now because it's a big cooldown for me. But you'll often see like the player's bar. See how it's all blue or green right now? Green is my group, blue is allies. If they get the white stripes in them, that's a barrier, a temporary barrier. And often like this, my ultimate here generates a 10k temporary barrier. I only have 10k health, so it generates a barrier equal to more than my max, or equal to my max HP right now, basically. So armor resistance is yes. Health regen, yeah. Health regen in combat and out of combat is both pretty low. Direct healing, we're getting quite a bit of that. Barriers and shields, they have both of these in the game. The classes that have block, you'll often see them like hold their shield out and slow down. That's when they're activating their block ability. Block's a channel in this game. You hold it as long as you want it, and it's a very big personal damage mitigation. So all of those things exist in this game right now. Yes, Elhoyer, unless that. Unless that. Okay, so our opponents are gathering numbers again, unfortunately. We are at 7, it looks like. They're at 12 right now. Anyways. I would say I'm carrying the team, but I wouldn't want to hurt the feelings of my friends. I like the pit. I like the pit a lot, but the Frost, see, I've already lost the name. It's because there's so many fucking names that are also similar. Ice Caller is the healing variant of that. Frostguard is the defensive variant of it, the tank class of that, and Archmage is the offensive sub-spec, and they're all called Frostweavers, I think. Yeah. So, anyways, Frostweavers are a little overpowered right now, in my opinion. Just the AoE is too strong. It's kind of broken melee for everybody because they put out so much of that fucking high damage ice shit everywhere. It's really hard to be melee right now and do anything. So this is like the melee I'm on is like a super tank melee, right? I'm putting negative, or I'm putting an aura down that makes my opponents take more damage near me and buffing my allies a little bit, but mostly I'm just an irritant. So, hey Frosty, see ya Nobu. They're leaving. I will engage them. So the little dwarves with the shields and hammers, those are healers. They seem to be running from us. They just wanted the high ground. We just stomp that. I'll try to explain what's going on after, maybe, because I can't explain it now. I'm getting, see that beam behind me? That does a big damage boost to me. That green beam connected to me. Gotta tell in a second. Fucking centaur. Did you see how far he just leapt? Okay. So what I'm attempting to do is, if I'm not getting pressured, I put an aura around me that makes my opponents take more damage near me. I have two buffs that are big damage buffs for me. They're called Mighty Warrior, and you can see it in the top right. If it says Mighty Warrior 2, that shows the number of those buffs. I can stack it twice. It's a limited cooldown I have that shares a cooldown with a big heal on my part. So if I'm using that, I do more damage, but I've used some of my defensive cooldowns to get in that state. So mostly what I'm doing and that type of stuff is running around, trying to get my aura on the targets we're going to kill. And my third auto attack applies a healing debuff. So basically I run around being an annoying, very hard to kill piece of crap that if they ignore me, I actually start to ramp up damage over time on them and make their guys more vulnerable for me being around. If they pay attention to me, I do a lot of defensive things that just soak a bunch of damage basically. And I'm getting good healing from I'm getting good healing out of group. There's no healers in my group, but the other group's been throwing heals my way. So it's been good. 6 heals, by the way, guys. That was a fun fight. I liked your call to flesh that at one point you're like, I've been sitting on that Stormcaller and I just put all my damage into me as like half, and you like see him and you're like, calling. I'm like, yes, I'm doing something. Oh, good. Yeah, we should regroup. We probably should go somewhere else too, like go poke somebody else. You just not like having you like heals having more than your damage buff one play? You don't like having shield breaker in your group? But you want to get heals, coward. All right, anyways. Maybe I could try to call out what some of the enemies are doing when we call through that. We were doing a little bit the other night where I was target calling on stream. Maybe we'll do some of that if I switch back to the Confessor. The Pit is really not the person you want target calling, because what I'm doing is only tangentially related to what the rest of the team is doing at any given moment. The whole point of the Pit is it acts semi-autonomously. It can operate mostly without heals, and it's still doing a little bit of disruption and pressure, even with the rest of my team not particularly paying attention to where I am and what I'm doing. So it makes it a bad target caller. It's in melee. What I'm on is not always the stuff that the rest of my team wants to be on, etc. The Confessor's a much better target caller for the exact opposite reasons, right? It's in a much further back position. It's better able to see the fight as it's unfolding. It's also much better able to project damage to a target. So if I'm on the Confessor, I can be like, okay, get on this guy. I start wailing on him, call it for the team, can see its position relative to my guys. It just makes for a better target caller as a whole. The Pit is fun though. many more columns I want to add to this right now? Anyways. Broken or is filthy broken? Well, my team did most of the heavy lifting there, quite honestly. I mean, I like this class. The pit is not in any way broken. Melee is in really bad shape. Alright, and I'm almost out of food. Anyone have any non-combat food? Thank you. I got hungry after that beating we gave him. I know, it's just a fun class to play on. It's not a bad case to show, like... If we take this fight again, I'll try to be a little bit more vocal about what's happening and why. I don't know if I can do that real time or not. I've never really tried to do it real time, but we'll try. Are we trying to fight them again? So this is two groups of players wanting content. They don't have to leave their walls if they don't want to. And we don't have to keep chasing them over here and fighting them outnumbered if we don't want to. But everyone here wants to PvP. So. Actually, I assume that. Now that they've run a little bit further, I guess they could be leaving, but I don't think so. I think the way they've done that as a group like this, I think they want to fight. They apparently want the fucking hill high ground. Right. So they're all stacked up on this hill, which is, again, it's not... Elevation doesn't do anything directly. Like, you don't do more damage from elevation or something like that. But you do have better sight lines. Zephyr Zinc is the same class I am. That's a pit. The issue with them stacking up like that, which isn't, I don't think, that clever, is by stacking up like that, they're going to really group up for our guys. I'm gonna go debuff them with ores. You can see this shit they're throwing down near me too. We don't have to. I can back off. It's not. I'm not trapped in here. So I'm doing this deliberately. The goal is for me to disrupt here, get my stuff out here. I still have defensive cooldowns, so I'm going to sit on their Stormcaller, which is one of their big damage dealers. We have to pull back here. Wow. We just killed another one that came out this way. Getting a little bit low here. I don't have cooldowns for a diver now. So ran up, soaked a bunch of damage. Team got to push in behind me. Fun went a little bit too deep. They couldn't keep him up. We'll see. But the issue with them clumping up like that, although it's really annoying for me as a melee to run through all this shit to get to them, is they're really vulnerable to our AoEs, and we're really AoE heavy right now. Okay, we just combat resed him, basically. He's vulnerable for a full minute, where his character basically will die with very little damage dealt to it and do almost no damage. I need to build ult. Problem is I spent most of my cooldown resources. You can see my ult hovering at about 50% there. Thanks, Bizzer. My haircut. I went biking before this and I haven't showered since then, so I'm probably just sweaty. Alright, so So we're going into this apparently. Now I'm just gonna disrupt as much as I can. Gonna sit on that stack right there. Oh shit. Filthy down. That's on me. So I went what happened there is my ult can be cast while I'm knocked down, but my my ultimate warrior can't. And what I actually tried to do is run in and then use my ult, then use my ultimate warrior. And what I need to actually do is tap retaliate. So I wish I could just stream comms to this right now because it's getting excited. I'll give it a moment. Like that. Well, we'll see. Gotta watch this. Okay, so our guys are a little split up right now. Nagodi is Frostguard. On your right is Archmage. Nagodi just went down there. Retro and is one of our healers. Stun is our other Frostguard. Them chasing our guys over there. Kind of feels bad dying there, honestly. Died with, like, as I said, I was super low resources going into that, but I fat fingered my fucking my ult there. Or not my ult, but my defensive cooldown, which feels bad. But we're going to do that sooner or later if we keep fighting 6v12. And giving them more and more advantages for that, like willing to go into that. I still don't think that's a particularly great spot, but I don't think the call to move into that was particularly great either. Basically, our archer got excited because he was chunking large portions of their squishies in the back, doing large amounts of damage to them, and putting them low enough, and he wanted us to dive in and finish, and we did. But I don't think that was really where we wanted to be. I needed like one more cooldown to stay up there. And had it if I had... I'm going to see if... we took an outpost, right? I thought we took an outpost in this zone. Just a second as I look for where we're going. Anyways. Find the crow back when you die. Yeah. Tells you about what you learned. So, anyways. Hey, Jake. It's kind of annoying, honestly, that one of my major heals pulls me out of when I'm downed and one doesn't. Kind of wish I had, during that little lull, gone and found like an elk to punch to charge up my ult resource to go into that again, because then I would have had both for that. Oh well. So I'm going to res real quick, and then I'm probably going to grab a drink, and then we're going to come back and either do some more of that or move somewhere else to look for stuff. So everything in my inventory dropped, but there really wasn't very much in my inventory. I banked the resource off the pig. I died with I didn't have ult again from the previous one of those, so I couldn't, and I tried to flash cast my fucking ult and forgot that I had to retaliate before I could use my other heal. So I died with the heal up, which kind of sucked. I wanted to call what was happening for the classes and why, but anyways, that's a 6v12. 7v12. We have a reputation at the moment, or rather, the community is giving us a lot of shit for being a blob guild, quote unquote. We're not that much bigger than the other guilds out there right now, but we are probably the largest active guild at the moment. But it's kind of hilarious to like, oh, you're a blob guild. Oh, there you are fighting 7v12, blobbing them. So, anyways, fun fights. I'm glad they came and played. Yeah, but kudos on them for coming out at all, man. Well, the bullshit does damage over time. Like, there's a lot of damage in there. Is it peaceful dying? Most of the time, like, at least for me, when I'm dying, that time is almost always spent thinking of, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? What were the things that went well? Why did I die? Kind of things. And the ones I hate are the ones like that death, where I just died because I didn't do something I could have done to not have died, which just always feels kind of bad. You're like, oh, I could have been a better player in that moment and done something and have done something about that. Can I get a like 2-minute break to grab a drink? Okay. All right, I'll be right back then. In a sec. All right, back in a sec, guys. All right, I'm back. All right. I'm gonna go punch pig. Okay. So, got some time till siege. I want to see some of the other further zones. The problem is these two zones are fairly close to our particular temple. Your guilds swear to a god, and the god that you swear to determines which temple you are aligned to. So, at the moment, like there's certain zones that are closer to us than other zones, and my guild seems to mostly be focused on those zones at the moment, which is fine. Just I would kind of want to go a little bit further out. You guys want to do what do we have, like a 45 minutes till siege? Right? Oh, okay. You want to go for a little roam, the rest of you guys? Like, maybe check out some of... Thank you. Hey, Wilbur. Else we punching? More pigs. Not doing too bad, man. Just had a fun couple fights with Corvus. Doing some outnumbered fights and eventually dying to it. But it was good for a little bit. Hoping to get some else. Who else is still around? I'm just going down. We fought some 6v12s, like 3 in a row or something. And now we're going to go have a look. One play. You're around? Is the flesh still around? You guys want to grab me in group and then maybe we go somewhere? Who else do we have? Do we lose everybody else? Do we have Retro still? Is Nagoti still here? Okay, so that's just 5. Why don't we just go? Gotcha. This is the solo pit. It is, although I'm running around in groups with it. But yeah, pretty much only playing. I mean, it's a 0 import campaign, but it's not just imported this today. But the only two I'm really playing at the moment are the Confessor and the Pit. I really kind of feel like I should roll a Frostguard because the class seems so stupidly broken as to be ridiculous. But I kind of don't want. I don't really want to. You know, like I don't really want to play a Frostguard. I think they're just a little overpowered. The card class I kind of want to play, which is. I don't want to play Frostguard because I think it's going to be like the ultimate like small man group roaming thing, because I think it's just going to be too strong for that. But I kind of do want to roll an Archmage because I kind of feel like if you're going to bring overpowered shit to a fight, you should bring overpowered shit to the group fight, not the small gang stuff. The small gang stuff, it just ruins the content. The large scale stuff, it can be kind of fun. Kind of want to roll an Archmage. I think it's both, Wilbur. I'm pretty sure it's both. Maybe we can test the rate. Gotta go find a pig. We'll do it next time. Yeah, I do have an Earthkeeper buddy who I play around with a lot. I'll release a video with my condensed opinion on the game. I think I do plan to do some video coverage of this game at some point, above and beyond just the highlights of the day kind of stuff. I've done a couple already, like 3, I think. But my condensed version of the game I can give you in like 2 seconds. I think the game has a lot of potential, and it's probably the best PvP MMO out there at the moment. It's certainly the only one that's scratching my itch for PvP. Like proper fucking PvP MMO stuff. Maybe if you really were into EVE right now, but I feel like I don't want to go back to EVE. Great and hard to play well? I think it's kind of shit in very small gang though, right Wilbur? That's my one kind of thing that's pushing me away from it a little bit. I kind of want a better small gang unit than I have already. Like the Pit is a fine solo 2-man thing, but we start getting to like 3 to 5, and I really would kind of enjoy something that wasn't a Confessor but was still impactful in a small gang. Do I have a Slayer? I don't. I've been trying to stay away. That's the other class I've been trying to stay away from. It's so fucking flavor of the month right now. How is that a group? I don't know if that's a group thing anyways. Yeah, it seems very strong, but like if we're talking utility platform and DPS, I mean that's you just defined like a ranged utility platform, and DPS is essentially a Confessor. And if I'm running 5-man, the stealth isn't super valuable. I just don't really know that I would want that. I don't know. It is one of the things I sometimes wonder about this game. I wish more of the classes were viable, and I wish there were more minors and majors. Point being that the next balance patch is going to make me, the next balance pass they do is going to make me very, very happy, because I like trying out lots of new builds and trying out new like different sub-specs and whatnot. So we'll have to see. I don't know how far my second ult is charged. I think I did enough punching that I probably have another one, but wait, I guess. Yeah, 100%. And they've removed a lot of major disciplines, or a fair number of major disciplines over the last couple patches, and not really added us anything new. So I'm really looking, and I know that's just because they haven't done that pass yet. Yeah, rip Mudman, rip Elementalist, rip, I don't know, rip Old Sturdy. You know, just rip Illusionist. Which, to be fair, I'm glad about ripping Illusionist. That needed to be changed, but it just feels like it's just changed to fucking Force Mage on every single person. Yeah. I mean, granted, I never would have slotted Old Sturdy on fucking any character ever, but if I had, rip that. And I know you ran Mudman on your pit. I don't think I had a pit when you were running Mudman on it. I wonder now if I would have liked it. As the appeal of like fucking AoE blinding people as I'm just running around soaking damage would probably be fucking hilarious. I think I would enjoy that. It would add CC to the pit. It did damage too? That's funny. I didn't even know it did damage. Just, again, I've never had the Major Discipline Mudman equipped. You know, there's a I wish I could figure out a use for it. You know, Holy Avenger. I think that's the Major Discipline, right? Is it Holy Avenger, Holy Warrior, something like that? It still has a fire immunity, fucking cooldown on it. 15 seconds out of every 23 seconds, fire immunity. I want to figure out some way to put that in. I wish it was just elemental immunity and we could be ridiculous with it and just like put a melee in and fucking go attack frost guards with it or something, but I feel like that should see more play. The player right beneath us, we're going up for him. Are we fighting their whole group? I thought we weren't. Are we ganking them, really? Why don't we go harass somebody else? Because it just feels shitty. Like, we fought them a bunch of times. They were cool about it. Now they split up and did pigs. Are we really just going to gank them now? Also a purge. I don't know. I don't really feel like we need to do that. I feel like we just played with them and they were cool about it. Let's go play with someone else. Let's go for a walk. Let's go for a roam. Hey, Sam. Yeah, let's go play to crush somewhere else. I haven't even seen, like, what about the other zones adjacent to the other temples, right? Like, we haven't even been in half the fucking adventure zones because they're not super easily... Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, we spent all of our time in these two adventure zones. Let's go check one of the other ones. And maybe we don't... I mean, today we only have a half hour, but we could go get, like, the god buff or something. But my point being that maybe after Siege I could do that too. So if we get a little bit of somewhere now... Get a little bit of poking around and then post siege go for a proper roam through some of the further places. That'd be kind of fun. Map's kind of big. Yeah, following you. Let's go fucking poke some of them then. And I logged on for like an hour this morning and killed a bunch of Corvus, and then logged on now and been killing Corvus because they're in our zones. It's just like, it's like the lazy PvP. It's so close, you know. Yeah, I know, it's certainly fun and I'm willing to do it for a little bit, but I kind of feel like... I'll try to show you, Wilbur, once I get into the temple. Let me just zone through here. And I'll show you the map. Cancel my own leap there, I think. Alright. This wine's kind of meh. Sweet. Anyways. Demonic Phil. Hello. Big Monka S. Yeah. Sure. I can't load it right now because we're loading through. When this stops loading, I'll show you the map. You know, I went to play New World. Oh, yeah? How is it? I have not heard good things about the What players you saw there got you scared? Fun-ish. Tell me more about fun-ish. My concern with that is toggle fucking PvP really doesn't do it for me. But you're kind of, well, ask any questions you like. I'm doing a lot of kind of newbie style questions as people haven't seen the game or cycling through my channel. So if you have questions, feel free to ask. Small scale PvP, right? That is my fucking major rush in PvP MMOs too, is small scale PvP. That's what I like. Yeah, it's quite possible they could do PvP servers, Wilbur. I don't know. I just have a feeling like the larger the corporation running it, the less, the more mainstream it's gonna end up, right? And mainstream doesn't like non-consensual PvP. That's not Crowfall we're talking about. If for you, Sam, that's whatever the fuck it is, New World. Rank up. Arvius
shall not fall.
Rating my channel. Thank you, Arvius. Hey guys, playing some Crowfall in the evenings. Crowfall is a PvP MMO. If you are not familiar with it, feel free to ask questions. But it is full PvP, full inventory drop, PvP MMO. It's an alpha right now, and I'm running around in a 5-piece right now looking for fights. And a little bit from now, we'll be doing Siege Hour, which is kind of the largest PvP grouping each night. And that will be coming up semi-shortly here. Any news about fixing melee? Yes. They've been talking about... Their most recent comment about it essentially was they're going to be looking at that right now, that they think range is a little bit too tuned compared to melee, which is not actually the problem, but hopefully they'll get there. The problem is currently frost guards making melee totally useless, and the melee still being a little bit too clunky to kind of stay on targets right now with the way the interface works. Hello, Royal Magic. I don't know why people say that melee mitigations is a passive problem. I'm not sure I really buy that. The mitigations and the pen scale pretty similarly. And maybe crafted armor will help with that to some degree, but you know, you look at armors right now. Frost guards are in plate. They're not melee is not going to get better. Melee armor isn't going to scale any better than frost guard armor. You know what I mean? Like, I think what they should be looking at is, do they really want a plate? Correct. No delays. Yeah. I try to stream whenever Rook's talking to, I always try to make sure that gets broadcast. It's not just frost armor. I mean, there's a couple things, right? With melee is it's too difficult with the way that CC in this game is stupid, right? Like CC is one of the major problems in this game, in my opinion. And you lose the ability to have like really good CC trains to kill things, and you end up substituting that for just like lots of intermittent CC at random fucking intervals all the time. And with Frostguard shit knocking down as well, in addition to there being kind of more powers that are affecting you closer than there are further away, and it's just more people you're in their fucking line of sight and like field of view and also cast area as melee, you just get hammered with fucking shitty interrupts all the time. So between like low performance with the kind of melee not really being able to stick on a target quite yet, and just like random knockdowns all the time, it's just like you're not going to be able to use, like, I don't hit Ren Stomp like 50+% of the time, and it's not because I'm not preparing for it or trying. It's because I just randomly get knocked down, or they blink away mid fucking cast of that all the time. That's a 2-part combo. That's a 2-second combo. So that really needs to be addressed. Like, my highest DPS shouldn't be fucking massive cleave without dominance, but it is, because it's my best single damaging ability that only takes 1 global and basically insta-cast when I touch it. Like, that's kind of a problem. So I think melee's in worse shape than just armor. Although I think armor matters too. I think they just need to take a look at their CC. Their CC is clearly not doing what they're intending it. If their CC was working as they wanted it to be, they would not have a CC promotion for every single class, and that CC promotion be essentially useless. Like, that just wouldn't be a thing. So that's going to get touched in the balance change. And I'm worried that their hardware won't, or their program won't make the won't make their units do what we want them to do. like it might just be a problem that they can't really get melee to work as intended, and they keep giving them extended range and shit because basically you're not really in melee because you can't get the server client stuff to work out. But I hope it doesn't come down to that. If they do, oh hi. There's a confessor over there. Right there, I just got CC'd, but I saw it coming, and I basically fucking pre-retaliated. So hook him. Yeah, I don't know if we died or just ulted there. I think it was an ult. There's quite a few here. Hook him at 20% on Filthy. That's another ult. Don't know where hooking is. Where is he? There he is. Hook him down. Getting on 2. Blaze is also a good target. See, that just got interrupted again. Sick chat. It's another ult from him. Lost my fucking troubadour at some point and notice. This is like the perfect time for it when there's 5 targets all close to me. Did not mean to spin there. Spin's actually really bad DPS. Yeah, get him over before his ult. Get on, hook him. Like they stabilized after we stopped killing them. It kind of sucks. We want to fight in here, or move back out a little bit. And Frost. Look at this Frost guard shit. Like, I'm nowhere near it. It's still like this, like, knockdown, knockdown, knockdown. Going in for a hook 'em. I see him. Kill hook him. He's down. Should we move back? Should we move back? There's LOD behind us. We need to move southwest. Move southwest. One play. Just run southwest. Southeast, rather. Yep. Keep moving, southwest. Maybe eventually they'll be not big bros here and fight each other. No, we should, yeah, try to keep backing up, My cooldowns are bugged too. Probably time to go if you can go. Hit fighter stealth. Oh. Fucking guineas. Oh, I'm gonna get dismounted from the guinea. Gonna try for an OP here. Bye-bye! Dude, it's fucking stealth. It's half giant stealth. What is the problem? That's a pretty good fight, man. I don't understand why the cowardly third team didn't want to fight the bigger group. Like, two big groups near each other and us. We're only a 5-man piece. No. Yeah, that was fun. We should go poke out that way again. Especially since they seem to think that they can group up as 2 large guilds versus 5 of us. We'll just bring a couple more next time. I did make it out, too. I half giant stealth through the woods. A guinea dismounted me again, and then I teleported out a tree. Yeah. You see, you look so much like a tree that if you're standing among trees, you're basically invisible. Thanks, Mr. Planks. Probably not staying after tonight, but I will give one more night of promoting Mr. Planks on my stream. I have to relog though. All my cooldowns are bugged from that fight, unfortunately. This is still the number one reason not to play Pit Fighter is that. Gotta figure out if they want me on I think I should stay Pit for the siege or go Confessor. You're saying Pit Fighter then. Yeah, I mean, I thought we did fairly good there, honestly. They managed to stabilize. Their 5-man piece stabilized a lot better than their like 8-man piece. Yeah, we were pretty outnumbered there. Ooh. That's a fair point. So I can't stream comments to this right now because we're talking about what we're going to do for Siege Hour, but yeah, we probably could have. We weren't really knowing what to expect there, right? Man into that, found the group. Sorry, it's hard to deal with this as I'm talking. Oh, I'm supposed to be relogging. Let's relog then. I think I'm probably gonna switch to Confessor for this. Actually kill something in my lifetime. Alright, get the Confessor in. Oh, we were never gonna be able to fight that Wilbur when the second group shows up. And we're playing to poke, right? Waiting to see what comes out, what they're willing to put towards us. That wine, that is. Actually, not very good wine either, which kind of sucks, because I'm probably... We'll see. Oh, I could show you the map. Yeah, could do that. Sacrilegious wine, you become a heathen. Yeah, both, man. It's alright to have multiple drinks. Not an artifact, is there deliberately? It'll get smaller tomorrow when the Photoshop finishes for what I actually want there. But this is a placeholder for the time being. But anyways, worldview map. Like that, like that. All right. So this is the current setup. 3 temples. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4 siege zones or adventure zones, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 siege zones. Might be 5 adventures. A 5 adventure? 1, 2, 3. No, it's 4. Anyways, hey, Garrick. Oh, I was gonna show you guys heads. So heads, the skulls of my enemies. Oh. Contract on the connections. Alright, I probably do not need to be getting pack pigs at the moment. I got a little bit of food. Guilds forming for siege. Derm, would you like me to stream the numbers of people we have for like big penis plays, or are we just like maybe kind of keep that the down low? Oh no, I've seen no evidence that anyone else can count on this server. Alright, well, I'm going to come over to you guys, and I'm going to stand facing away. I'm my confessor right now, I switched. Happy to switch back. I believe I'm the only half-giant pit fighter in the guild. I'm the only one with stealth. Okay. Done. Alright. Question is, do I have enough wine for the siege hour? The answer is almost certainly not. Do I need to switch to bourbon now? These are important things when planning a siege. I hate the new tornadoes. I fucking hate them. They look so stupid. We had glorious, enormous, slow-moving tornadoes of fire that were so cool. Now we got these little shitters. They've taken everything I loved about Confessor and made it progressively worse. Instead of being a Nathari and a fucking, like, skull cap that looked like he was, I don't even know, like motorbikes in, like, the 40s or something. Instead, I've got Pajama Warrior here with her golden tiara, throwing little tiny baby rage tornadoes. Don't like it. Baby rage tornadoes. With a knockdown that doesn't fucking knock down. I'm deliberately not looking at the group. You want me to look at the group? Okay. Sure. No. Pajama Wear Baby Rage Tornadoes is exactly the new Confessor. Like, why is this my armor? Is this an armor? It's not fucking armor.